Okay, so today I wanted to build a teleprompter. I'm using my bench camera because I need my big camera for doing some shooting later on, and I just don't want to be putting the camera back on to charge. So I need to get more batteries for that. But for this video, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a teleprompter. It's been a little bit since I started making videos, and I think I can do a little bit better, but I need a tripod. So I scoured YouTube trying to get ideas of what I can do. Everything is like, oh yeah, 5 minutes, you can build this and do that. Okay, that's fine. But to me, it wasn't realistic because the materials they have and the materials I have, I just don't have. So what am I going to do about this? Well, I decided I would try a couple different things. I have some extra tripods, so I'm going to try something with one of them. If that doesn't work, I've got this old, well, I shouldn't say old, I've got this guy here. It's a monitor stand for a desk. I was originally going to use it for mounting on the corner of the CNC machine there. So that way I could mount a Raspberry Pi and an LCD to it and be able to run my CNC machine that way. But for now, I think I might actually use this for my teleprompter. So, because, yeah, when it's mounted, it should give me a nice flat surface. Or if I need to angle my camera at all, I'll be able to adjust to move with it. I think. I don't know. I've never built one, but I'm not paying over $1,000 for one to get it to me, because what's available in the United States and what's available in Canada are two different stories, and unfortunately it really sucks for us because a lot of these US guys don't want to send to Canada, so we have to build our own. So looking through all the videos, I was like, alright, there's, you know, all these ideas. Like I said, nothing was going, alright, let's just get the materials for that and we'll get building it. Well, I've seen the guys, they use, you know, whatever, scrap wood, cardboard, whatever they could to build their units. So the one thing I want to use my iPad. I know you're going to get a better result if you use like a cell phone, but you know what? My cell phone is a little bit I would say not working, so I'm gonna have to address that before I make a smaller version of this, and maybe that would be the ultimate way to go. But I just want something so that when I film my videos, I have a new series coming out that everything's fluent, and I don't have those ums and ands and no awkward pauses, and I don't have to spend 50 million years editing one video and then still not being happy with it. I want to be able to just record it, edit it, and get it out there. And so that's what my goal is today, is making a teleprompter, testing it out, and seeing how much better it actually is. Because keeping eye contact is like the #1 thing. You have to do it. If you're not doing that in your videos and you're looking off to the side like this or up over here, people don't want to see that. They want you to look into the camera. Yes, it's awkward. Awkward as can be. But you know what? You gotta do it because they want to see looking in your eyes. Hey, how's it going in there? But you know what? I might have a little sleep in my eyes. I just woke up. I had a little bit of coffee. A cup or two. So I'm going to go ahead and get going on building this. And I'll check in with you here shortly and give you an update of what I'm doing here. So that way, I'm not going to like sugarcoat anything. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. The only things you need to remember in everyone's build, a 45-degree angle is your optimal. So they say, but other guys have been like, yo, I have mine at a 70-degree angle and it works absolutely fine. And I can get more motion with my more angles with my prompter. Whatever works. So I'm going to go with the 45 because that's what everyone's doing. And it's going to cut down the size of my enclosure a bit. So hopefully everything works out well, but I'm going to get to it. Okay, so I found out that my tripod here is actually going to be tall enough to be able to mount it onto. But I had an issue with this because, well, not only is it brand new, I don't want to drill into the plate here to be able to mount a board onto it. So what I need to do is I need to take this over to my computer, and I'm going to 3D print another one and make a little bit bigger of a plate to go on here, so that way I can mount the base of my teleprompter on without, causing too much issues, because I need to have a little bit wider here and maybe do something for the back, but I don't need, with this one I'm gonna have it as a closed back, so that way I just have to stick my camera in through the hole to the glass and it's sealed. You could use whatever cloth methods or anything like that, but I find that the camera into the enclosure has the best result, and maybe then, a small little cloth around it to just prevent any other sort of reflections going in it, because it is pretty bright in here, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do that, build that plate, and then I will find some sort of board, because I would love to use this plate here just because it would save on time and everything, but unfortunately that's not going to happen for me. So I got to 3D print something and then have some screw hole mounts on it so I can mount a board on there, and then be able to mount my picture frame that I got from Walmart. And I got an 8x10, or no, 11x14 inch. So it's quite big, a lot bigger than what others were doing. But I don't care about the size, really. That's just, well, you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm close or far away. I should have no problem reading it, because I'll tell you this. If I can read the time on my display up here or my battery while I'm talking to you on my camera, and just using my peripheral vision, I should have no problems reading text, regardless of how big it is, but using it as a guide for me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it. Who knows, it might fail, and that's okay, because I can always make it smaller. As long as I got that mounting plate here, I can redesign and do whatever I want. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get that designed up, print it out right now, just because I need to get going on this. Oh, that's cool. It's got a little clicker in there. I did not know that, to keep it open. Huh, interesting. Nice design insignia. So I'm going to go ahead, go over to the shop. I'm going to get this designed up. I'll throw up the design on Thingiverse. This is going to be for the insignia. I'm not sure if this will fit with other ones, but if you need one of these plates designed, just shoot me a comment and I can edit up my document and send me the dimensions. Use your calipers and measure your dimensions for me, and I will get that done up for you. So if you can do that, I'll hook you up. I don't mind doing that, because you know what? If we can print these things, and yeah, great. Or if you even need one printed, let me know. You can even order it on Thingiverse. What? And it's cheap. It's not bad. I was actually quite impressed with that. It actually cost on a couple of the things probably less than it would if I was to print it in my house. So yeah, anyways, be back. Okay, now I've got my design over on the 3D printer, printing right now for my bottom plate to attach to my tripod. So what I'm going to do now is, I just noticed this looks like I could actually fit other... This tripod, it doesn't have ridged sides on the side here, which is kind of weird. But that's okay, I printed it with ridges. But hopefully everything should print fine, and I should get a nice flush mount here so that I can screw into my bottom plate. Now I'm going to go ahead and build my base and my enclosure, and then that way once that's done in a couple hours, I'll be able to finally just put it together and then push it against my camera, and I should be able to just toss my iPad or my tablet. I got a Galaxy Tab as well that I'm going to try, because who knows, one might be better than the other, but I know I'm not going to be using my cell phone just because the cracked screen, and yeah, it's terrible. Anyways, so I'll be back. I'm going to grab some materials as my dog decides to die here. I'm going to grab some materials, and then I will start getting it together on the bench here. And so I was hoping to not have to do too much cutting. I found this piece of plywood, so I'm going to use it. It's probably 1/4 of an inch thick. Hopefully this will work. We'll see how the strength is. I might have to reinforce, put a thicker bottom plate, but I think it should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and measure everything up, and then I'll get everything cut. This way I can do my side panels as well as my top out of this plywood, and that way I have a nice nice looking box for this to attach to. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my 3D printed part here, my tripod mount, so I'm just going to go ahead and check it out, make sure it works, and then we'll start getting the rest of this Okay, so I think I might have done a little bit of a design flaw on this. Basically, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. The only thing is all the screw holes are covered up, and it's kind of flush with this. And I don't think no, I didn't. I didn't do kind of an indent there so a screw can go in there. So I'm probably just going to have to round it out manually so I can take, you know, a screw like this or something, so it'll be kind of flush in there. So yeah, won't be much, but it'll be enough that I'll have to redesign that a little bit, put in a little bit of a drop on that so screws can be nice and flush. And this was just, you know, I wanted something where I can make this, but then also in the future if I need to reprint it, or I want to do another design, or not another design, but another project where I need something like a tripod stand to mount something on. Like this would be great for making a platform for drone takeoff, or you know, something like that. You could level it all out, have it all nice and tickety-boo, and it'd be a cool little working bench that you could have. Anyways, I'm over my time. I wanted to work on this, so I need to get going on it so I can get it painted before it gets dark. It's already like 7 or 5 degrees Celsius outside, so it's going to get cooler. So I want to get something painted so that way I can bring it in here to dry and then test it out. So I'll be back. Okay, so I'm nearing the end here. I just want to show you all I've been using is Gorilla Glue to put everything together, just caking it on. No screws, no nails, no nothing, just glue. I did use a little bit of hot glue, but I ran out of bigger sticks, so I couldn't use that. But for the 90% 90% of it so far has all been just good old Gorilla Glue. So the mount for it is looking good there. I have one screw holding that in right now, and I'm just sealing up around the bottom of the frame here. Glued that like nobody's business. Hopefully none's dripping in. Yeah, and then I just glued the tripod mount here on the bottom, and I just drilled a hole through. I drilled holes through on all the holes, but I just put the screw in for now, just to tighten it down, hold it there while it dries, and then I'll remove it after, so that way I have no screws on the other side, and I should have a black little piece of material on the inside once I spray in there. And then should look good and should do the trick. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do around I've got my other one piece cut here. I was originally going to have it so that comes out and then just drape just on the very back. Be able to have that to be able to drape over, but we'll see what happens here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I might scrap that and just go all fabric from the top of the frame forward. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so there we go. We have it mounted on the tripod stand. It's actually working fairly well here. So I think the next thing I'm going to do here, I did a little test to check out my, see how my lighting was in here, and it was absolutely fine. So everything's good when it comes to this prompter so far. I might be getting a little too much light this way, but that's just because the way it is. So the camera's usually never this way, or I'd be blocking more up there, but I'm not. So anyways, the prompter, it works. Okay, so a quick tour of it here. So there is the prompter, and if we go over here, you can see that there's nothing on the screen there, so that's pretty sweet. I'm using the T6i, and it's really doing a great job. It's really bright. I have a little bit of blur, but I have another piece of glass that came with this as well, so I might try putting that in there. But as you can tell, even looking at this, it's actually fairly good, I should say. And all that mount is under there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the mount looks really good there. It did the trick. I just used Gorilla Glue all the way along the insides there. Everything is glued together, not one screw. The screw that I had the plate holding onto is now completely gone. It is back over here in the box there. So this is 100% glued together. This is one of those black tablecloths from the dollar store, and all I did was took some double-sided tape and I wrapped it around the top there. That way I was able to wrap it around the barrel of the camera, and it was light enough, it wasn't heavy, and it wasn't going to droop down in front of the lens. I don't know if you can see that back there, but anyways, that is it for me. And then yeah, I just have it on another tripod stand, and that's it. So that is pretty sweet. But I think I'm going to purchase this program here because it reads with you. Yeah, I'm going to purchase this one because it reads with you, and it's the best one I've seen, but you have to buy it to get the mirror version of it. So unfortunately, there is a cost there. There is free ones. They do their slow scrolling and that, but for me, I like this blue bar across there, and it makes the writing pop pretty good there. And being able to read along with it, and it's scrolling with your reading, is that much better. So this took me a lot longer than I wanted it to today, but you know what? I got to get working on some stuff. I got to get this purchased, get my script uploaded onto it, and get ready for doing some filming here and testing out the teleprompter with doing an actual show. So here we go. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, eh?